we on the side of the white man. Because we're benefiting so much from white supremacy ourselves. We're benefiting so much from materialism and individualism ourselves that we are afraid to call out and stand against the enemy of our people. Because we eating good every day. We don't want to call out who's stealing the food from those who are not eating. Since we living good, we don't want to call out those who the life is being taken out of, who's taking the life out of others. That's a fact.
That is a fact.
And then we don't even use our own life as a weapon against our enemies. We don't use our own time, labor, energy, and resources as a weapon against our enemies. We use our time, labor, and energy to create a fantasy world about how good it is with all of your people dying.
Ooh.
How good it is with all of your people being killed, miseducated, genocide, gentrification. We create our own fantasy worlds within the material comforts of our own reality to make us pretend as though these things are not occurring. Everything is okay. We read the newspaper and listen to the news. But we're not moved by the atrocities that we hear as they relate to our own people. We lack compassion. Hearing what happens to a black person means absolutely nothing to us. Next page. What's on sale? What's in the sale?
Teach.
We're not moved. We don't have black love. We have to activate it. So we're living our life for naught. And some people feel that when you die, you go into the realm of nothingness. But people don't realize they're already living in the realm of nothingness. So that's nothing to worry about. You're already living for nothing. You are living to die. Black supremacy. You are living to die having done nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You living to have been of no real contribution to your people and to the world. You just want to be able to say, I lived in white supremacy.
I had a good life.
I had a good life.
Just me.
I bought something from Sarah. I paid this bill to Bob. I shipped that off to Peter. And I shared that with Tom. That's my will. That's my eulogy. And I want to give it all back to Peter. Give it all back to Tom. And give it all back to Sarah in the end. What am I saying? A life that is not for the people. A life that is not for the divinity of our race and for our community is a life that is not even worth living at all. Kill yourself. Get it over with. Because the vanity is murder. So that I say that redundantly. It's murder. Vanity is suicide anyway. How much chewing can you do? People have seen themselves to death. Chewed themselves to death. Dressed themselves to death. Read themselves to death. Watched themselves to death. For what? If you cannot stand, then your whole existence was in vain.
Teaching, right?
The whole purpose of a child that is an infant and a baby is to stand up one day. That is physical. And the whole purpose of the consciousness of the spiritual child is to stand up one day. See, we stand up physically when we stop crawling as a baby. Right?
Make it plain, God.
But when do we stand up spiritually and principally and conceptually and ideologically and philosophically? When do we stand up then? Some of us have never stood up. We're still crawling with the ideas of white supremacy. We're still on our knees to someone else's philosophy, ideology, and way of life and of existence. We're on the walker of white supremacy.
Woo! Baby steps.
We can't do nothing unless we're walking with white supremacy.
I need a license.
Some people, we say, come on up here to Chicago. Their first question is white supremacy there? Oh, I'm not coming. Y'all ain't got no white supremacy there.
Woo!
That's their first question. Well, how does white supremacy feel? How do the white supremacists feel about what you're doing? They don't like it? Oh, no, I'm not coming. How can you say you want to have divine spirituality if you cannot stand up as nothing and no one? What is it for? To write a book? All the spiritual books that we see that are written, why don't we have a spiritual world? Shouldn't we have a spiritual world as large as the sections are in the spiritual bookstores? All of the authors, the plethora of books that are out there, why don't we have a spiritual world? Because we don't have any spiritual people. We won't have a spiritual world until we have true spiritual people. To true spirits incarnate through the realization of who they are to this plane.
Indeed. True story.
Why are we not living in a spiritual world? Because we lack spirit. We got material. We're going to make sure we got that.
Yeah.
But if we want to see a spiritual world, then we're going to have to truly become spiritual. And truly become spirits that are totally embodied and manifested completely. We must become these. Every entity that we see walking around on the world, nobody's home. Nobody's there. Standing for anything. Something go down in our community, nobody knows what happened. Nobody got no spiritual power and fortitude. Nobody's standing for anything. No spirit is there. In the most trying circumstances, where are all the spiritual people at? Worrying about their material. Huh? Where they at? Worrying about their own material. Through the law of attraction, we will attract to us, by who we say we are, challenges. Some people say if you're attracting challenges, you're not who you say you are. If you're not attracting challenges, you're not who you say you are. What type of challenges should someone who say they are you have? Someone who say they are who you say you are, what type of challenges should that person have? Somebody say, I'm a black leader. You a black leader in the world of white supremacy? What you going through? No, I'm nothing. I'm living good. Everything's good. How the hell are you a black leader with no challenges in the world of white supremacy? Huh?
You're not really a leader.
Come on. Who you leading for? White supremacy? Some people say I'm a spiritual master. But there are no circumstances in which the spiritual power is being utilized. As a weapon against our enemy to neutralize the forces that are against us. We have to pull the wool off this big hypocrisy that's going on. It's a very big hypocrisy that is happening to our community. And people are participating in this hypocrisy willingly. Black supremacy is what it says it is. And just because black supremacy has manifested, we're not oblivious to believe white supremacy has went away. We are aware that we can defeat and overcome the challenges of white supremacy. And saying that we were a black supremacist says, I am capable of dealing with, transcending, and conquering the challenges that are provided by white supremacy.
Says it right on top.
It doesn't say they shouldn't happen. My God, the white people came. The white people are after you guys. I can't believe it. If you guys say you're black supremacists, why are white people? Because we say we're black supremacists. Because we're about black supremacy. See, they know that all these other Negroes are saved Negroes. They're not worried about them. It's nothing to worry about. We know you guys are, you know, you guys have watered it down for us. Right? You guys are just saying a little, you know, it fits in us. It fits into what we want you to say. But this Negro, King Noble, does he have to say black supremacy? Yes.
Say so.
Why are you saying black supremacy? You know, what about everybody? Let me make it plain to y'all. Fuck everybody. Huh? I didn't make it. Maybe I didn't get elaborate enough. Maybe I didn't articulate that enough. Fuck everybody.
Yeah, that was better. That was a lot better.
What about the world and everybody and just everybody? Can't we all? No.
No.
And fuck you.
For asking me that.
Huh?
Because what is everybody doing for us? 400 years more of the same election?
We don't care about them. Huh? Is that all right? Is that okay to have that position?
Yes, it is.
Don't you want it? But still, I don't give a fuck what you think. Huh? I don't care about your intellectual process.
Mm-hmm.
Now what?
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about your philosophy and intellectualizing with you. And what you think and how you feel about me. I don't care. Go talk to that about slaves in the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. Have that discussion with them. Not me. I don't want to hear it. Huh? I'm here to bring the wrath onto this planet. And you ain't got to worry about me bringing it personally. Huh? You ain't got to worry about me personally as a person. See, y'all dealing with the material aspects.
Right.
I embody the tidal wave of spiritual forces that have been unleashed into this material world. And it's too late. It's too late.
It's right now.
So y'all can sit back and keep watching and investigating. When your arm is cut off, just investigate. Now a leg is missing, take notes. Huh? Investigate your demise. Huh? Take your energy and invest in this gate. This portal of black supreme cosmic energy. Invest in that gate. Y'all feel me? Y'all don't feel where I'm going with this. Take your consciousness, keep focusing on what we're doing and watching us, and invest in this gate with all your energy. Everybody that watched these videos, anybody interested in this, their energy is building this. It's all positive. All of them. They looking for a nice black man. I know, you know, are you guys nice? No. Huh? Y'all don't feel me. There's something nice about you. No, it's not.
You don't know.
I know I can identify with something. No. You can't identify with none of this. This is outside of your realm of thought and consciousness. We don't even speak English. You just think you know what we're talking about. Your mind is playing tricks on you if you think you understand what we're saying. Huh?
We're making it up as we go. Spontaneous translation.
We gotta get these crackers off of us.
Shake them up.
Stop trying to be nice with these crackers. Stop trying to be nice with these Christian crusaders under this or that name. With these colonizers under this or that name. Fuck them all. All of them. Their time is over with and they're squirming. Let them squirm into their doubt. Don't get him no more energy. And black people that are still associating with them are going down with them because you believe in something that cannot save you. You believe in something that no longer has the power to help or even assist you. So you have to go down with it. If you're waiting on a lifeguard that ain't coming, you're going to drown eventually. And white supremacy is not coming. It's not going to be able to help you and save you against black supremacy, New World Order. You're going to suffer. And all you nice black people that don't want to see black devils suffer, you going with them too. You don't want to see them suffer with their misconceptions about the universe. So you play into their misconceptions. So they feel all right. But this just ain't the world. This just ain't the world you thought it was. Do y'all hear me? Mm-hmm. Things are just not the way you thought they were. If we can go and meet one person every day and just tell them that would be a ministry. Just find one person, call them, even make it a crank call. Huh? Just get the phone book and look up a name and just call them and just tell them, you know, things are just not the way you think they are. However you thought they were, it's not that way. Because the true forces of divine reality make truth. So everything that you thought is all information. Everything that you thought about how things were is old, and it was only a part of the dying construct of white supremacy. You think you have truth, and the way you feel about things are the way they are. You got another thing coming. People felt about that in Rome, about Roman culture. They felt that Rome was the way things were, right? Mm-hmm. They felt like the precepts and principles that were lived by in ancient Rome was the way life was. But when Rome fell, they realized you got another thing coming. That's what's happening today to black devils and to white supremacists. They realizing that the way they thought things were is not that way. Because if things were that way, then white supremacy will continue to be in power. Because each and every one of those thoughts about how things should be are consistent with the maintenance of white supremacy. If there's going to be a new world, then there's going to be a new law. There are going to be new laws and new constructs and new perceptions and new ideas and new culture and new ways of doing things. Am I right?
You're right.
It will have to be. So anything that you're saying this is how it was and should be and this is what it is, you late. Mm-hmm. You have got the memo late. You are behind the times. I have come to this planet as a God, as a living black deity to make truth. Everything you think you know is old. It's outdated.
What's that?
You still on 98 and Windows 7 is operating now. Huh? 7 is perfection. I'm bringing y'all to the window of perfection. That's the point we're living in now. But we feel sorry for Negroes, and we let them be our energy vampires. Am I going in?
Going in. Going in.
Our sorriness for them is the energy vampirism that allows them to continue to suck us back into white supremacy.
Watch out.
Playing.
Because their empathy and sympathy for the white man makes them fall victim to what? His traps. And their empathy and sympathy for those who aspire and identify with his reality puts them right back into the grid. As black supremacy is manifesting, it's not going to be the way people think that it is. There must be something new that manifests. It got to be. If it ain't new, we know it is what we have experienced for the last 400 years. Am I right?
You're right. Yes.
So why are we still quoting it? Why are we still worried about the structure of it? The taste of it, the family structure of it? Huh? The method of it, the pattern of it. Why are we still worried about that?
We've seen that.
That's over with.
Dead and gone.
A new culture must come to represent a new way of life. Anything that has been able to work alongside of white supremacy peacefully and harmoniously must be destroyed. Did y'all hear me? Any idea, concept, construct, pattern, way of life, moral, that has been able to exist peacefully alongside white supremacy must be destroyed. Because that which is at peace with white supremacy could not be the way of new black world order. How can you have peace with your oppressor? How can you have peace with the way of your oppressor?
I don't think you can, God.
How do you do it? So whatever the issue is, if you can have that and be at peace with white supremacy,
That's clear.
then we must be against it.
You're making it plain, God. Yeah.
But we got to be open to something new. We got to be. Because if we're not, we're clear that it is the same old shit. We don't want to see that no more. And when I say something new, I'm just not talking about a new idea, but embodiments of newer totalities.
Paradigm.
Huh?
Got a paradigm. That's what he's saying.
There must be a new embodiment. A new characteristic. New attributes.
So,
New personality. There gotta be. With this new personality, the old personhood that was in peace with white supremacy is still there. The old type of Negro is still there, hanging around. Huh?
yes, sir.
The old Negro is still there. So what will represent the radical change? Change is radical.
Right.
We talk about black radical extremism. Change itself is radical. When it go from hot to cold, that's radical. Everybody living in Chicago knows about how radical the change of weather is. It's radical. 1 minute is nice, the next minute is raining. It's cold tomorrow, it'll be sunny the next day. Change is radical. And if it is not radical, it really isn't change. It's a process of the same thing. Did y'all hear me?
Process of change.
If it is not a radical shift, it is just a process of the same thing. It is the same process going on. Only through radical shift can we identify that something has changed? Change is the radical difference between what it was and what it is right now.
That's correct.
So the nature of change itself is radical. So if you are about change, then you must be a radical. You don't have a choice. Oh, I'm not radical. You're not about change. Change is radical.
That's right.
When a baby comes out the womb and is born into the universe, it's radical when that child comes out.
Radical difference.
It's a radical difference. People don't want radical difference because they want the same thing. And they say they want something different in the same way that it has always been said. Huh?
You're going in.
And their want for difference is the same want for difference that we have always had. But they do not represent radical change. They are not the change that they want to see in the world and are afraid of it. If you want white power and white supremacy to end, then radically go against it.
Challenges.
Reformism is not new. Not only is it not new, it has not worked. And it's not new that it has not worked. This is a fact. Black supremacy is a radical change and difference in the manifestation of what it is. Some people say, well, it's going to take 100 years to change. No. You can change completely as an entity now. And if you can't change completely as an entity now, not only is change not going to take 100 years, it's not going to happen at all. You'll be the same Negro in 100 years. While it may take 100 years for everybody to change radically and the planet to change radically, it only takes 1 second for the individual to change. And the change of the individual is the truest representative in the now of the radical change that will take place in the future. So if you have not changed at all, I guarantee you there will be no change in the future. Huh? You think you're going to be the same Negro in the same way a Negro has been a Negro? And we're going to see a change in the future? There is no evidence of change right now. If there is no evidence in the change of who and what you are. If you're still doing everything that the Negro has been doing. In the same way the Negro, the same ideas, belief, ideology. The same old Farrakhan-ass tone of voice. Huh? The same old preacher-ass voice. The same old cliche, the same old shit.
Right.
What's different? Everything you think you know, everything profound to you is rhetoric. Huh?
Correct, man.
Your most profoundest thought is rhetorical. And your most epiphanous moment is when you're repeating something that you already heard before. And we're going to have some change. The moment that is you has already happened before. Try something new. Try somebody new. Black supremacy doesn't give a fuck what you think because your mind is old. Huh? Everything that is in your mind is old. So why should we care about what you think? Get a new mind and then we'll care about what you think because we knew. You want us to care about what you think, get a new mind. Because we're not concerned with nothing old. And it just happened, your mind happened to be with the old. So we don't care about what you think. If I'm into buying high-tech furniture and everything in your house is classical, don't take it personal because I don't like the way your house is set up. I'm just only into new shit. Huh?
Yes, sir.
I only want futuristic shit, so I'm not coming over. Don't take it personal. Your mind is old, so I don't care about your thoughts.
Right.
Get a new mind, and then I'll listen. I don't want to hear the shit I heard before in the same theatrical way that I have heard it. All of these actors acting out the redundancy. We got enough Farrakhan's, huh? We got enough preachers, don't we?
We do.
We got enough talkers, enough hoteps.
Tired of it, man.
We got enough hoteps in our shades.
And about shit.
I want to see something different. Went up to one brother, one institution. They call everybody Baba. Everybody is referred to Baba. I said, call me King. Don't call me that. Try something different. Huh? Mm-hmm. Try that. Let your ego sit with something different for a change. Your ego is always dealing with what it likes. Well, I like a Negro when he's calm, and I like a Negro when he's not thinking highly of himself and on a pedestal and thinking he's the greatness of the universe. I don't like all that. I like when he just, that's what you like. Try something new. You used to like meat, then you try something different, you became a vegetarian. You like Negroism, now try black supremacy. You had a dietary change, now have a conscious constructive change. We clear on the greatness of white supremacy. That's why we obey and conform to it, because it's so great that we better do what we're told, because it's so great that it's going to get us. If we don't do what we're supposed to do, they're going to get us. You believe in the greatness of it. Am I right? You have accepted that it is so great that you must conform to it. Black people, you got a nigga ain't shit mentality. So it is your job that if a nigga get too big, it's your job to put him in place. It's not your job to put white supremacy in place, because it's doing what it's supposed to do. It said this King Noble think he God and can do whatever he want to do. Yes, that's true. So did Shaka Zulu. So that every great warrior leader that have ever manifested, he knew that he can do whatever that he wanted to do to create the change that was necessary and needed for society. If I don't know that, I'm not a leader. How am I a leader and I can only do what the white supremacist construct wants me to do? How am I a black leader? You see the oxymoronicness of this. The only way I can show that I'm a black leader is that I can do something that a Negro under white supremacy cannot do. That shows you that I'm not under it. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So you should be glad when I can do something that a Negro under white supremacy cannot do. Because that shows and proves to you that I am not under white supremacy. Otherwise, I'm a puppet. All your leaders are following the rules. They got licenses and charters and white man please and white man would you allow me and white man permission.
UCC.
All your leaders are playing it by the rules of white supremacy. Black supremacists make the rules as we go along. Huh? That's how we rule. By making the rules. Each and every one of them. Each and every one of them. If you under white supremacy, we don't care what you think. We understand why you think what you think. That's why we don't care. You thinking that your thoughts are relevant. But it's why you have those thoughts that make your thoughts irrelevant. The why becomes the question. Black supremacy is an indefensible, invincible, indestructible, and sovereign force against white supremacy. It will continue to stand. We're not so fanciful to believe that there will be no battles and that we will not have any challenges. Name any of our great ancestors and great leaders in history that did not have them. Be realistic. You follow what I'm saying? But it is equally realistic to say that we can overcome these challenges to show and prove what black supremacy is, as our leaders have done that in the past also. So all you people that saying I'm doing all my spiritual power and all this and I'm not going to have any challenges, it's because you're not going to do anything. Because any spiritual ancestor that you can think of in the past went through something to achieve the results that they had. This is realistic. This is practical. Name me one that didn't go through nothing that you can know of that have spiritual power. But the only one you can name went through something to show the spiritual power that they have. Every one of them that you can name. But you ain't going to have to go through nothing. You're going to just be able to say, Om. You're going to sit around in a circle and play drums and you ain't going to have to go through nothing. You're going to scare everybody away from just your house while they rape and rob and pilgrimage and kill the rest of the community. That's not black leadership. That's not black responsibility. One with true spiritual power can stand up and confront the forces that are against our people. These white institutions are against our people. So if and as we have spiritual power, we must use it to stand up against the forces of white supremacy, to crush them and destroy them. If we don't, we lack spirituality for two different reasons. One, if you got spiritual power and you ain't helping nobody, that means you don't care. Or two, if you saying spiritual power and you can't do nothing, you a damn liar. And you don't have any spiritual power. So either two things are happening. And both of them mean you don't have spiritual power. If you got it and you ain't going to use it to help, then clearly you're not spiritual, you're selfish. And if you're saying you got it and you don't have it, then you're a liar. Which means you lack spiritual power. Because those who truly have spiritual power don't have to lie. They can show forth and show and prove the power that they have. I'm challenging people today. Step into the challenges that are going to make us exemplify the greatness of our race. Step into the challenges that will show our victory over white supremacy. We can win. And as black supremacists, we are winning. And we will continue to win. We invite you into that. We call forth those who no longer want to be under the paradigm of white supremacy any longer, who's just tired of that, who tired of allowing this white man to pretend that he is something or somebody over someone or something. We call forth the people that are tired and disgusted with that illusion, that are 100% dissatisfied with that folly. We call them forth to come and be with us in the truth of who we are. Who we are didn't go away with our ancestors hundreds of years ago. Who we are is standing right